Hi, hello, everybody watching. There might be one person. I don't trip. My name's Gerard. Vlog discussion number one. Let's do this. So in the first article, Overselling Capitalism with Consumerism by Benjamin Barber, one of the main arguments that I got out of that was that Americans need to want the items produced by capitalism in order for the economy to thrive. And for example, there are multiple brands of the same thing. So let's talk about like smartphones. You got Apple, Samsung, Huawei, and a lot of more smartphone brands across the world. But they're all basically the same thing. They're all smartphones. And because there are so many options for people to spend their money on, obviously there will be more money made by those big corporations. And in addition, media also pushes these items out to the consumers via like advertisements, the news. It's advertisements basically everywhere these days. And those who are able to buy these like new and trendy products are considered cool. And as a result of that, there's a growing gap between social classes in modern day America. In the second article, with these words, I Can Sell You Anything by William Lutz. Lutz basically wants you to be aware of the common phrases that are used in marketing and in advertisements in order to like stop yourself from buying items that you don't actually need and that aren't much better than the items that you already have today. So by using phrases like new and improved, help, customers are more inclined to buy these items, but in reality they're not much different from the ones that you already have. And one example that I can think of is the iPhone 13 came out today, and it's said to have a bigger screen, it's faster than any other iPhone, and it's got a really good camera. And although all of them are true, it's not much of an improvement. You only need the camera if you're a photographer or a movie producer. The bigger screen, the screen is already really big, so you need to have like some basketball player hands to really like find that use for, or else it's just an egregious feature. And faster than any iPhone. I mean, they say that every year, but in comparison, like the year is 2021. I have the iPhone 12 and it's all I need. I don't need a faster iPhone. Like I'm not looking for like a Usain Bolt level iPhone. What I have is good. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm trying to say? All right, article number 3, Toys by Roland Barthes, talks about French toys and how they're not your average toy. And toys, they're meant to spread fun and joy to small kids all over the world. But French toys, they're not that. The French toys are meant to prepare young children into socially acceptable roles that they're gonna be like living up to when they grow up. So male toys are made to go out and about, take care of the family outside of the home, do all the dirty work. Meanwhile, women toys, they're in the house, like taking care of the kids, making sure the house is clean for the man. So when he comes home, the man has everything he needs. And in this 21st century, it's just not right. This is the cycle that we're trying to break right now within gender inequality, and it's starting in our youth. We need to break these systems and stigmas that men and women are forced to do one thing or another thing. They could be interflowing and do whatever they want to do. Article number 4, Craving the Other by Soleil Ho. In this article, Ho talks about her experience as a child of immigrants in America, and more specifically, her interaction with her classmates based on the food that she was eating. And as a kid, people looked at her weirdly because her classmates would have like hot dogs, cheeseburgers, chicken and crackers, fried chicken, you know, the basic American meals. Well, she had her Vietnamese cuisine, and multiple times she would get weird looks for it and she would feel like an outsider. And as she grew up, it would be the same thing, but it'd be more subtle. So when she went to college, people would ask her, is she Vietnamese? And then they'd go on to say, is it pho? Is it pho? Am I saying it correctly? And that interaction basically, Ho felt disrespected because it basically showed how Americans, they were like claiming other cultures' foods for themselves, and they basically just eat these foods because it's trendy or they saw it on social media, but they failed to realize like there's a history behind that food, and that food represents people, and in some of those countries, those people would kill to eat. And in my personal experience, one time I went to a Mexican restaurant, and there were these two girls sitting next to my family at the table, and then they were like, "Oh my gosh, you should try this pozole. It's so delish." And yeah, I heard that, and then when the pozole got to their table, sorry, they took a few pictures of it, like they had their cheesy poses going on with the soup in their hand like this and whatnot. And they took pictures until the soup basically got cold. They took like a couple spoonfuls of it and then they left. Like, for me, that's just completely disrespectful to all the cultures involved, because you're basically eating food just for the trend to get some clout. But the reality is that, like, you just disrespected a culture. You think a culture's food is some type of trend, but this means so much more to people, and for you to just treat it and dismiss it so quickly, it's just not right. Article number 5, In Praise of Chain Stores by Virginia Postrel. She basically goes on to say that chain stores are everywhere and there's nothing that you could do about it. And for example, take worldwide brands such as Nike. They sell the same things everywhere, but they're all over the world. Even though they're based in the United States, they're all over the world. Same thing as McDonald's. They basically sell the same things. There's some variations across the world, but they're all fast food all over the world. And Postrel goes on to argue that these chain stores, they help bring a sense of continuity if you're new to a city, but these chain stores, they don't define a city. What defines a city is like the weather, the fashion, the culture. Like, these things that are exclusive to the city is what defines it from any other city in the world. And in my personal experience with chain stores, I went to the Philippines for the first time when I was in 7th grade, so 5-6 years ago. And quite frankly, I was scared. It was my first time outside of America, but when I saw stores like Nike and McDonald's, I realized, oh, it's all right. This is gonna be just like home. But as I grew up, I realized that, like, America and the Philippines, they're not the same. Like, economically, they're not the same. But as a young kid, when you see like continuity and you see similar things away from home, you begin to calm the nerves. All right, you made it. Somehow you've stuck with me in my bloopers, and here we go. The 6th and final article of this bunch, The Hard Sell: Advertising in America by Bill Bryson. And this article basically talks about the evolution of advertising in America and how advertisers will literally do everything legal, including providing you with misleading information and facts and phrases, as mentioned by Lutz in the earlier essay. And advertisements nowadays, they're basically everywhere. We're walking billboards. In our car, we get radio advertisements. When we're driving, we see billboards. When you wear your favorite brands, I mean, look at me right now. I'm wearing Nike. I'm promoting Nike. Look, PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, the soccer team, they just signed the biggest and best player in the world. I'm promoting them. My shirt, Levi's, I'm promoting Levi's. I'm a walking billboard. But we're so accustomed to it that basically we don't care. And yeah, I thank you for watching this video. Hopefully this was 5 minutes, because I've messed up a lot. And yeah, wherever you are, have a good night, morning, afternoon. God bless. See you later.